Folks, welcome to this Go for Diamond this evening. And Ajoki, thank you for joining us. I'm so proud to have you here. I know you have a baby that's probably right now you have to put to bed. And thank you for being here. And Alice, Barry, Beth, and Bill. Oh, Dr. Bailey, how are you? How are you? And Irene, Lucy, MC, Mr. Bennett, thank you for joining us. Mary Paul, Sylvie. And everybody's always welcome. If you happen to be on Facebook Live here, let me just focus on Facebook Live. Make sure I can see all of you there. Here you are. Okay, I'm going to just reduce my volume for a moment. There we go. Okay, Luz from Puerto Rico, thank you for joining us. Awesome. And folks, again, if you are joining us on Facebook Live, keep in mind that these calls are recorded and it's going to be permanently located on the Active Team Group page. And there's going to be a lot of things that we are going to be unfolding. Anyway, I'll come back to that in a minute, but just so you know, the calls are there. And so even though you are watching this training tomorrow, a week from now, hey, who knows, maybe a month from now, feel free to post your comments, put your hearts, thumbs up and feedback. And you know what, it's just like you were actually there at, when the call was taking place. So this is one of the nice things with Facebook Live. So as technology evolves, we evolve, and it's really interesting as we get to know the technology. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for on Facebook Live, and thank you for joining us here on Zoom on the back end. So certainly appreciate all of you. Of course, the calls are always recorded. They are stored on our domain, which is activeteamtraining.com, points to a YouTube channel. And from there, there's a playlist that is called Go for Diamond Webinars. If you look for that playlist, you'll see that the most recent one is always at the top. Okay. Also wanted to remind you guys that Tammy and I have a podcast, and Marcel does an excellent job in extracting the highlights, the goodies, the meat, the good stuff, the juicy stuff. And these calls are often converted into 10, 15, 20 minutes, sometimes even 8 minutes. And there's some of the elements that are there to kind of point out some of the important points that we're covering in our session. So Tammy, I'm going to turn this over to you. Go ahead.
Often your team members are not able to catch this session for whatever reason. They're working at this hour, timing's not working, time change, like different things that could happen for people not to be attending these sessions. And I highly recommend, as a leader of signing people up in this business, the moment you sign somebody up, you are a leader. Your job is to lead your associates and guide them on what's available for them to build this business. And as we all say in our profession, it's 90 days. You've got 90 days to keep people in. And after that, it's 1 month at a time. So understanding when people are not plugged in within the 90 days, they're gone. And that's something that we all need to really focus on in 2023 moving forward, and start writing some things down on what you want to improve on in 2023. Chris and I are in a serious reflection right now due to, the mentoring sessions that we're taking. And it's great just to kind of unravel all of this and to recognize some of the things that we never really paid attention to because we were so busy doing things. I'm sure you get what we're talking about because you're all super busy. So take this time and reflect seriously. Next week, we're going to do something special, and it's something we're actually doing right now because that's part of our assignment.
Tammy, before we go too far ahead.
Monday.
Yeah,
no, I'm not talking. Yeah, I'm not talking about about tonight. I'm just saying, show up next week for the class, because this is going to be something you're going to do through the holidays in depth.
Totally agree. Now, just before a little bit of admin here, that it's really, really important you guys are aware, even if you don't fully understand the affiliate program, don't get alarmed by that. Okay. Because I'm telling you, there will be people that will just start a year from now. Some will start 3 years from now. Okay. So don't be concerned about the starting date. What's important is all of you that were not active, that did not place an order in a month of November, you did not receive an email. And that email was to invite you to activate your affiliate link. And I called Max this morning, well, actually, some of the Max representative this morning to confirm the details for this call this evening. And here's what they told me. It is automatically done. If you, let's say, have some associates in your team that you think may be interested in this affiliate program and they want to take advantage of the 25. What do I mean by that? As an affiliate, this is an extension of the network marketing. Many other companies are doing that now. And again, just so you give you a perspective, the network marketing environment, when it comes to income, you're looking at 260 billion plus. Okay. The affiliate, it's about 16 billion. So it is a fraction, but it is growing and it will grow in the next 5 to 10 years from now. And Max is just positioning themselves to be able to cash in on these things and to give the opportunity to younger generation or anybody who is in tune with social media, promoting, affiliate promoting, and so forth. So the point here is right now there's a promotion where if you are active with a minimum of 50 CV or up, okay, you know that if you're an associate, you want to get full commission, you want to be 100 CV. But if you are at a minimum of 50 CV, the company will give you 20% from the sales that are made from your affiliate link if someone purchases, and 5% goes to the person that referred you. Okay, I'll come back to that a little bit later, Mario Paul. So what happens from there is that if, for example, someone was not active in November, did not get the email. I'll speak a little slower. It'll be easier for me to speak. Did not get the email. Then what's happening is if they're active in December, then Max is automatically monitoring this and you will receive an email. But here's something that's very important. We know that often emails are sent into people's junk mails. It is important that you instruct folks to let them know to check the junk mail before they go through all of the growing pains as to why I can't see the email and Max keeps sending it and you're not receiving the email. Make sure they check their junk mail. That's very critical. It happens to me all the time. I don't know why Apple is so critical with some very reputable companies, but it happens. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, if, for example, we happen to be in January, they received the email, but they didn't go in the email and activate their affiliate, it will still work. You will still be honored with the 25. Again, 20% from the sale, 5% for the person that introduced you to the affiliate program. Okay. Now, if, for example, someone though is active and the 25, you'll see it because when you log into your affiliate program, you will see the 25%. As I showed you last week, you'll see it there. If you drop your auto ship to 0, 1 month, you are dropping from the 25, the 20% or 5% down to 15%, 2% forever, unless there's some kind of a promotion, but I wouldn't count on that. Okay. So Max wants to encourage the associate to understand that they value and they want to protect the industry that we're in, the network marketing model that we're in. And if you are dropping your auto ship, often you will never be able to get back to the 25 because you'll have a track record of what happened. Okay. Very important you understand that. And of course, if someone is brand new, then of course they'll have the benefits of that. Okay. Now, what else I wanted to mention? Oh, if, for example, you're wondering, some of you are wondering, okay, but what about the 5%? How do I tell people, don't worry about all of this? Max is taking care of all of that right now. For the month of December, they want to make sure that every associate who wants to take advantage, even if you don't want to do it right away, maybe you want to do it a year from now, whatever the time, as long as you do this in December, you will take full advantage of the 20%, 5%. Okay. So everybody gives me a thumbs up. Make sure everybody understood that. It's loud and clear. Perfect, 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 perfect. Excellent. Okay. So that's this is very important. Okay. I do not know how lenient they're going to be with extensions. I don't play with fire. I highly recommend you call your people, call your downline, let them know. And the results out of that, you may end up with a lot more volume anticipated because people don't want to miss out. Okay, so that's something I wanted to mention. Now, the other thing I want to mention, so it's all part, by the way, the training this evening. I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, but we're planning for 2023. So everything we're sharing with you here, it's in line to what's going on in 2023. Okay, Tammy and I made a lot of investment into a lot of different things. And I'm telling you, they are going to be some very important information that we're going to be releasing because we intend to bring an average of about 300 leads a month. I am not kidding. And that's the reason why we're pushing really hard to learn all of the process. And I guarantee you it will happen. When that happens, guess what
We'll
we do
teach
with our
you.
knowledge?
We'll teach you.
We will teach you. We will show you. Trust me. Okay. So it will be very, very, very helpful. And the thing is, it's important that your team members and yourselves are part of the training are going to be taking place. Now they're going to be recorded and you can always go back and record them. But we are very serious for those of you who wants to make some serious money in 2023 and beyond. You want to be attentive to the information that's going to be passed on. Okay. Now, the other thing that I want to mention, number 2, is in the new year, we will be using the CD Global Impact. Let me just copy that link. Let's put it into the chat over here. Okay. And guys, I will put it on the Facebook Live. Okay. And again, you don't have to worry so much really, because every emails and flyers, it's going to say the actual link there. But this link, I'm sorry, I didn't put the .com. Let me try this again. Control C. There we go. Okay, so cdglobalimpact.com. This is the link that we're going to be using on what we call the MVP, the Max Virtual Presentation that we're taking place. And I'm telling you, the presenters have evolved. They're doing phenomenal. They're doing really good. And it's just going to get better from here. And once the leads are popping in and they're going to need a place to park to understand what's going on. This is very important that we continue the trend of these things. And if you're part of that movement, you will benefit from that. Okay. So the fact is cdglobalimpact.com is where people will go. The presenters will have a special link, which is a moderator link. We'll take them right into the moderator room. Try to say that 3 times fast. Okay. So from there, this is something that we will be applying as of January, and we'll give you the date, the first date. I just need to look at the details after the holidays are done. I just don't want this to fall into a holiday day and we have to update the date. So we'll give you guys that information. We do have plenty of time to give you this information as to the first presentation we'll do in 2023. Okay. And again, it's very important. I know that many of you that are part of the presenters, you have been given instruction to provide your emails. So Marcel can actually put that, so you can actually receive the invitation to have the moderator link. Okay. And everything that you've done before, it's all going to be the same. Now, I know that some of you came to our house this weekend and are celebrating our Christmas party. We had a great time, by the way. It was actually a lot of fun. And thank you to all of you that had a chance to make it. I know some of you live far, so we do understand that. But we had a wonderful, wonderful time. And I want to thank and Tammy, and I was so grateful for all of you that attended. What was I going with that? I was going with that somewhere. Forgot. Okay. Senior moment. Okay, so from there, what we'd like to do at this point is Tammy actually did a really good job in creating a little gift for you. It's a calendar. I know some of you like to print your calendar and put your notes and it's through Canva. So Tammy, what I'm going to do here, I believe that you are a co-host, so you can actually share your screen. And then you can actually go ahead and share your Canva screen so people can see. Perfect. So go ahead. You take over.
All right. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we've done many sessions on Canva. There's great trainings on Canva that Sylvie has co-hosted with me. And I believe, Sylvie, you might have done one on your own through some of these platforms, Strong Max Women and the Go for Diamond. But we encourage everybody to get a free account with Canva. If you've already got a Canva account in the chat, just put a 1. If you've already set up a Canva account, just put a 1 in the chat. And if you haven't, I highly recommend you do that. And because some of the things that we're creating in the future, we can easily share, and you just take it and run with it. It's yours. So you can download it. You can put it on your screen. You can put it in a folder, whatever you want. So because Chris and I we're going to be super diligent on our scheduling this year. We've got a lot coming up. Like you said, we invested a lot in programs. So we have 3 90-day sessions. A lot of you were on the GoPro. If you were at the GoPro event and saw that there was a 3 90-day sessions that we're doing in the accelerator, just put a 2 in the chat if you were on that and saw that, because that's what we are doing this year. And Chris, I remember back in the day, years ago, when we were focused on doing that. And I remember we started doing what was it? Free conference calling. Some of you were on those when I did those 90-day sessions, which turned into Zoom sessions. And when 90-day segments are implemented, there's always growth in an organization, always. Why? Because it creates accountability. It creates teamwork, it creates accountability, working together, and people don't want to be left behind. So we're going to share. So we created a calendar for you and we pulled up some fun stuff. So you can print this up if you want to just work on it through Canva or not work on it at all. It's up to you, as long as you have a system. What's most important to us is you're organized this year. That we're always challenged with organization. This is it. This is going to help you get structured. So of course, everything's about your why, your commitments. You got to know your commitments. You got to make a decision to time commit. Whatever you say you're going to do, you do it, and you put it in slots in the calendar. What days you're actually going to do those hours, what days and what hours you're going to do that, and then you have your accountability partner. So put in your accountability partner. You cannot build this business alone. You need somebody to kick your butt. You need somebody that you can share that with. And obviously, that person is going to inspire you to aim for your goals and keep you on track. So most likely that is your sponsor. So put your sponsor's name in that accountability partner section. And then self-development goals. This is really important. What skills are missing for you to get to the next level in 2023? If you have a target goal to get to a next rank, what is it that's missing for you? These are the things that you really need to be working on to get to that next level. I know I wrote mine down, things that I need to work on, and we are accountable to our mentors who are mentoring us in the profession of network marketing, period. So on the next one here, there's the strategy. Some of you are familiar with this because I created a PDF document when I did those 90-day programs. If you go back to that, I don't know if you ever printed that up, but it was a Freedom Formula program. And we had this every single month. Was at the end of the month, there was a strategy for the first of the month. Don't take time on the first day of the month or the second day of the month to strategize your month. Strategies need to be done the last day of the month. So going right into your new year, you know exactly what you want to accomplish. So what's your income goal? What is a goal that you want to achieve? And hopefully you're aiming higher than last month. Always aim higher. If you want to grow in this business, you got to be aiming higher. The amount of customers, amount of people you're going to sign up. Prime bonus, maybe you're at prime bonus level 1 and your goal is to get to prime bonus level 2. Put approximate number in the shares, and then binary pay. What rank do you want to be at, and what's the payout you want to get paid on that? Matching check bonus, if you guys are in that category, you've got to increase that. Everything is about knowing where you were last month, increasing the following month. That is when you're in a growth year. That is when you're in momentum. Okay, so that's why it's important to have that plan. And then each month you can see that I put the 90-day, because that's our 90-day run. If you're partnering with us in that 90-day run, I recommend to keep this schedule the way it is. You want to take some notes, you can put some notes. You have, I put some pictures and memories of all of us together, things that we accomplished this year and also in the past. So you can see we also did this little sticker thing because some people like this, right? Some people like color coding, they like stickers and stuff like that. if you had a goal that you achieved and you want to click on that little icon here, you can copy that and you can move it over to one of the sessions if you want to do that. If you want to print up stuff, you can print up stuff and put stickies. Some people like that, so we wanted to make it for everybody. Personal development, whatever days you've done your personal development, if you want to give yourself a reward with a sticker, you can do that. We've got our plan do review also, and that is at the end of the month. You're planning, you're taking that time to do your strategy, and of course, you're going to go back into what you want to achieve. Okay. And then we've got February. I put the 357 campaign, since that was the one that was held in February. So I put that in there, and same thing. So it's consistent. It's very consistent on the things that we need to do. Okay, so this is right up until December. Just put some good fun oldies. Yeah, recognizing some people that are no longer with us. And yeah, may they rest in peace. And we miss them a ton. So here we had the CanFit Pro event this summer. Some of you were participating in that. That was one of our cruises. We're going to plan to do that again this year. That was a lot of fun. Beth and Chuck, they did their October show there, that trade show festival with one of the associates in their area. And this is recognizing some of the the committed accountability partners. And I want to say kudos to all of you, because that inspires me to get up in the morning. Honestly, if I didn't have this group that was so committed, I'm not a 7 a.m. show up, do this business at 7 a.m. But I'm excited to get up at 7 a.m. because I get to work with the people that obviously I care about, but I'm not alone doing this. And I wouldn't push myself every day to get up to do that had there wouldn't be that accountability for the 7 a.m.ers. Then we've got Barbara Ann and Lucy that are totally committed for the 9:30. These are the ones that I'm not getting up at 7, but I'll do 9:30. We used to do noons, and some were on for a while, and then the noon stopped and the 7 p.m. I recommend also, if you can't do these ones and want to create your own, do your own with your team. Pick certain hours that are specific to the hours that you're working together as a group. Okay, and that's it. So that's what we did. And then you've got a certificate that you can fill out at the end of 2023 and frame that on your wall. So I put that together to so that you know what we're going to do on track, and for yourselves to benefit from that as well.
Okay, Tammy, so you want to, okay, perfect. Excellent. Okay, so from there, what I want to shift over right now is to show you where these are going to take place with the 90-day run and everything else. This is very, very, very important. One moment here. I'm just kind of, again, moving things around. Going to put this over here.
While you're doing that, I'm going to put the Canva link.
Okay, there we go. Okay, now if you go to your Facebook account, now I know there's some folks that don't do Facebook. Folks, I can't help you if you're not using Facebook. It's a bit like, you know what, I had a bad experience. Someone did a prank call with me with my cell phone. I'm not doing cell phones anymore. I'm not using, it's kind of like that, right? You know, social media, folks, is a communication tool, and that you like it or not, unfortunately, there are billions and billions, there's billions of people there. So the bottom line here, it's a tool that is very, very efficient, and it's something that we all use. So the fact here is, when you go to your Facebook account, and if you don't have a Facebook account at this stage, we can help you, okay? But if you look for this over here, Crown Diamond Global Impact. In fact, maybe I can copy this link. I can put it right here, okay? And that will take you right into the Facebook group. And those of you that are on Facebook Live, guys, I'll post them in there. But the call is also recorded, and it'll be made available, but it'll be done after the call. So what's happening is it's not going to be a Zoom session anymore. Okay. It is going to be a Facebook Live. Okay. We're following kind of what Eric is doing when he does these sessions for people. It's always into groups. Okay. And one of the things that I would suggest for you to familiarize yourself with is this feature over here. For example, let's start with guide since it's from going left to right. You can see here some of the past documents that were put in here that were in line with last year's 90-day challenge that we did at the beginning of the year. And when you go under features, then it's actually what's been pinned as features, which is the most recent event. And if you go back a little bit in time, you're going to see here that we have, for example, some trainings that were being conducted. And if you go even before, like back in January and so forth, I mean, these are all the trainings that we've done. And in between this, we have the presentations. And there's some really good information here, but I'm telling you that. And by the way, before I continue, I wanted to congratulate and acknowledge Bill and Linda and Barry. I know they decided to be part of the accelerator. I know it's a financial commitment that is not easy and it's a little bit scary. So thank you for making that commitment. We certainly respect and appreciate what's going on and what we want to do here, and your commitment. Let me rephrase that. Your commitment to want to make 2023 your year. Now, I know that it's not easy for everybody, so that's the reason why this is here, this group. And what's going to happen is every single sessions. In fact, let me bring this to the screen so you can actually see there's a flyer that's going to be coming out tomorrow, but I'm just going to share this with you right now on the spot. And here we are. Okay. So the first one we're going to be doing is January 4th. Okay. And we're all going to be participating. And it'll be basically a ramp up of our social media and all the details that are going to be taking place. And that's going to be the very first one. That's going to be there. So one thing it's going to be made available to everybody. And again, that will be in the group. So it's very important that you find a group, that you like the group, and you click the button for you to be part of the group. And that way you'll be notified every time a Facebook Live is actually taking place. So January 4th will be the very first one that will be conducted. Okay. So I'll just bring this over here.
Chris, can you put that in the?
I didn't hear you, Tammy. Go ahead. Say again.
Can you put that flyer in the messenger group as well?
There's an email that's coming out, Tammy. It's going to go global.
Perfect.
Okay. So everybody's going to have it. So the fact here is there's going to be a lot of information here, and it's always going to be, what we're doing is every time something is posted, the most recent, okay, we always pin it. Okay, so for example, whenever there's a content, I'm not sure what went on here, but whenever there's a content that was recently due, we basically click this particular feature, pin to features, and then it'll be put over here. So they're easier to find. So you don't have to search them through, because, you know, we do some activities, some things that are going on, and it might be, you know, the fifth or fourth one or the third one, or someone who wants to start from a first date that's starting, let's say 2-3 months from now, they can start their own 90 days by following the features and the sequence that are taking place from the date of starting, from the date of their starting date. So this here, it's actually going to be very, very, very useful. I don't know why it's lagging so much. So it's going to be a very useful tool, and I highly recommend you take advantage of that. Now, the other thing that I think it's important for you to keep in mind is also, let me just go back here. And almost wanted to remind you that all the presentations that are taking place, the things that are part of the North American group, and basically anywhere in the world, but generally whenever there's activities that are taking place, it is also being put over here. So it's important that you do connect. Come on, just move. There we go. Okay. And then from there, you would have a button here that says connect or link or whatever it is. And then from there, you'll be part of that group. Okay. That page. Now there's something else that's coming out. I'm not going to get into the details as of yet, but there is going to be also a group that's going to be added. And okay, not this one there. I'll come back to that a little bit later. Yeah, let me just go back here. Select. You guys don't need to know any of the stuff that I'm doing. It's just I'm pointing, and you can always listen to the call, the recorded calls. Okay. And I'm looking for the button that shows groups. I think this is it here. Facebook always changed things on me that I forgot what the titles are. Yeah. So there are groups a group that's going to be called Active Team, and it's actual group. And I will give you some more explanation. I can't see it right now for whatever reason, can't see it, but it's there. So we also have an Active Team group as a group.
You can search, Chris.
Search it.
Yeah.
Mm.
You can see my typing skills are amazing.
There it is, Active Team Group.
Oh, click. Oh, shit. Okay, so you'll notice they have the word group over here. And the reason is because in the group, there are some features that are actually here available that you don't see on the page. Okay, so that's an actual group. So just wanted to let you know that there's also going to be some use of that. So as we keep moving forward and we keep evolving in our knowledge, as we acquire it, it's going to be transcended to you. And so you can take full advantage of those things. Okay. So one of the things that's very important to keep in mind as we keep moving forward here, guys, I just want to read a quote from Will Smith. Despite the misfortune that occurred this year with him, he's a wonderful guy, and he has a really good mindset, despite the mistake that he's made publicly. And one of the things he says is, "I'm going to lay down this brick as perfect. No, I'm going to lay this brick as perfect as a brick can be laid." And you do that every single day, and soon you will have a wall. So in other words, don't worry about how much work there is to be done, how difficult you may feel it may be. Just focus on one task and do that one task well. And every day, just do another task well. And I'm telling you that over time, you will be amazed on the results that you will get. And the one thing that I really appreciate about the calendar that Tammy created, it's something that most people take for granted and they don't really pay attention so much, even though we talk about it all the time, is what you focus on. What you focus on the most is what will manifest in your life. If all you focus on, like you want to make money, you want to be successful, but all you focus on is the fact that you don't have the money. You're in debt. It's not working. People are finding the product too expensive. People are not signing up. And if this is what you have in your head, this is what you constantly will be facing. It is so powerful. The power of the mind. That tool that was created by the Almighty, do not undermine it. It is a powerful tool, and what you put in it, it is exactly what it will focus all your effort and energy towards, which in turn, you're like a magnet that will attract whatever you think about, not what you want, what you think about. That's the irony of this discussion, is people pray, they wish, they want, but unfortunately, in their heart, they feel the despair, and that's all they focus on. So be careful. Stormy Wellington talked about that at the GoPro event in a major way, and not just her. You'll find that many successful folks have the same language, and it's been brought up several times. And I'm telling you this because I know what's going on. I know what happens in my head. I know what happens Tammy and I, we live together, right? So we know each other. We know what we do. We know what we say. And I'm telling you, you have to be so careful on what you focus on in what you say. One
Yeah.
step at a
Be
time.
able
Go
to-
ahead, Tammy.
To be able to easily recognize that and to be able to shift it as quick as possible and not drag on throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, and then, nothing's happening. So it's to be able to recognize it. It's okay to have a crappy day. We all have crappy days, but get over it. And to be able, what can you do? What can you shift to move on? What is it that you can do right now that can make that shift? And often it's the word. Just change the word and the meaning, right? And shift it. And I know it sounds simple, and it is when you start to do this on a regular basis. It can be a simple routine. I know that we catch ourselves easily because we've been doing this stuff for a very long time, but we're also human beings. We also get tired. We're human, right? So it's important to recognize that and move forward. And one of the things that for myself personally, I prefer to shift my energy to impact rather than self. And that will make an easy shift for people. If you care about people, of course. If you really want to help people, that's an easy shift in your head. Impact. Make that one more phone call because you're going to change somebody's world. Seriously. And instead of worrying about where you are in the situation you might be in today, focus on other things, on other individuals, and helping people get over their hurdles in life. And your hurdles will totally change. And I know that because Chris and I have been doing it for so many years, and we continually call ourselves the little shots that keep shooting.
And we don't stop.
And we don't stop. Yeah. What do they call you there in Mexico? The little
Motocita.
Motocita.
The little motor that keeps running. That used to be, I didn't even know what this meant. That they used to call me the motocita. And I said, what does that mean? It says, oh, that's a little motor that keeps running. So one thing I want to share with you here is this flyer. I know that we shared that on the last session, but I wanted to focus on that because we need to understand, sometimes, we get mad at ourselves or we tend to feel disappointed. And what's going on is is there so many people that are not thriving? I'm not talking network marketing, folks. I'm talking in business. Like whatever they start, why aren't they not successful in thriving? And it has to do with the programming. And I know that Eric talked about this. And when he hit that, for me, it hit home big time. Because I know, I don't want to speak for all French people, but I know in my family, money was made not for us. We were made for the little bread. In French, it's called le petit pain. I remember. And my father meant well, but he used to tell me, stop dreaming and come back to reality. I remember, but I'm a stubborn person. So I decided whatever my dad said, it didn't matter as I grew and I started evolving and reading books and evolving. And the thing is, I had to learn because the reality is I've always made money in my life. But before I kept it, I kept losing it. Investments, just I could never hold on to money ever. It was my upbringing. And what happens is network marketing came into my life and it has completely changed my life. Sometimes people look at network marketing and they look down at it because they didn't make the money. But what they're overlooking is the person they became along the way, the transformation that has been a portion as to why maybe they succeeded in their school, maybe they succeeded in their career, maybe they succeeded in their family life, maybe they succeeded in the communication with their families. Network marketing, it's one of the most amazing learning experience. And you learn not just from the books, but from the people around you, which in turn will affect your attitude. And your attitude, if properly motivated, that's the reason why I'm going back to the accountability of the Crown Diamond Global Impact Facebook group. And I'm pleading for you. I hope you will attend because I know that you won't feel like it. You'll go from work, I'll listen to it tomorrow. Next thing you know, the other call went, I missed 3 calls. You know what? And then again, you're missing out. And what's happening is, as you are part of these sessions, your attitude is going to start shifting because it will impact your programming, which in turn will increase your activities. And of course, as you increase your activities, your results will be impacted. Because folks, some of you have great, amazing talent, but you speak to one person and that one person couldn't see past their limitation, and it looks like he didn't have results. It's not your fault if the person can't see past their limitation. But what's your fault is you could have spoken to 50 people when you chose to speak to 1 or 2. Yeah. And that's the reality. So as your attitude evolves, changes, transforms, activity will increase. And as your activity increases, because you speak to more people, well, guess what? By default, by the law of numbers, your results will be impacted. Does that make so much sense? Which in turn, your lifestyle could be quite significant. I know it's been for us and many people around the world that we've worked with, which will get you into that nice, comfortable, environment, which is what you're looking for. Where some folks will turn around and says, "Oh, you're lucky." You have no idea how much. It just, my teeth grin when I hear this word. There's no such thing as luck. I do believe that if you do things often enough, eventually you're bound to hit what we call luck, but that's because you stayed the course long enough to come across a situation that happened to be there that was convenient, that you're just able to add on to your culture of whatever it is that you're trying to do. But what's happening is it's uncomfortable for a period of time. When you start these sessions with the GoPro, the accelerator, and some of you that are going to be part of the Crown Diamond Global Impact, I'm telling you, some things are going to be said, some things are going to be done, and it might be a little bit uncomfortable at first. Okay. But the fact here is a lot of people don't like it. So they go back to that comfort, which got them into this uncomfortable lifestyle that they don't want, which, folks, this is the 95%. I mean, Eric is so dead on. I mean, I have seen it. We have lived it. We have seen it over and over and over and over. So that's why I want to take the time to kind of share this slide here with you, because it's such an important track record of, I would say, most people's life. And this accountability system is critical. I know Eric talked to, for quite a bit with his situation, with his training, but the reason he's doing this is he wants you to feel the frustration that he got through, that most of us feel in this business, because we keep doing it. We keep talking to people. We sponsor people. They quit. We sponsor more people. They quit. And then suddenly one just grows and they don't even need you. They're just going to go and evolve. But the thing is, you got to stay the course for you to come across these people, because they happen to be the 5%ers. Okay. And that's the reality. That, folks, is not network marketing. It's called human being behaviors in the world of business. It's the way things are. So that's what I wanted to share here today. And Tammy, sorry, let me just
So
stop.
for 20, keep that up there for a second, Chris. So for 2023, make a commitment, make a decision to recognize this programming. Every time that programming creeps up, because it'll continuously creep up in our adult life. And so what can you do to make that shift when that programming comes up? Chris happened to talk about, parents programming on money. Whatever it is for you, what is that programming, and how can you change your energy around that, change the words, change the attitude, and what do you need to do to become better? What activities need to be done to get the result that you're looking for, so you can have that lifestyle you've always dreamed of? Every single one of you deserve an incredible lifestyle. So you just have to work on this and really pay attention to this in 2023. And don't do it alone. You need to work with accountability partners. Work with somebody who's going to really go deep with you to help you understand why you are where you are, and be open for criticism, be open for constructive criticism, because it's going to help you evolve. Because sometimes we don't see what other people are seeing. And it's important to be open. I know Chris and I we kind of go back and forth to each other, as a couple. It's never as easy when a couple does it, but you know what? We reflect on it. And then we realize that, what, he's right, or you know what, she's right. So, and it's not about being right. It's because we want to help each other evolve in our skills, So when you do it out of love and you do it out of caring, it comes across. So I think that everybody should really nail down this in 2023 if you're looking to get to a next level, if you're looking for results. And I don't think you'd be here this evening if you weren't.
I agree. 100% agree, Tammy. And that is so true. So one of the things, folks, that's important, I'm looking for my notes. There's too many things on my screen that are moving around. Just bear with me 1 second here. Okay.
Keep it simple.
I know. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So one of the things is how do we get unstuck? And this is something that I believe is so important. And Eric talked about that at the event. And I just want to finish on this as we end on this call here, guys. Is to be aware of your surrounding, to be aware of what's available around you. It's important that you just don't sit back and wait for your upline or your leader upline to tell you what's happening, what's going on, wait for their link and wait for the email. Don't do things like that. You have to take ownership. I mean, if you want to make even $1,500 US a month or $2,000 US a month and there's not much of a difference between $500 a month. And I know some of you are going to probably roll your eyes, but $500 a month and $10,000 a month, the difference is not that much. It really isn't. And the principles are the same. And if you don't apply those principles, you got to have a hard time maintaining $500 a month. It'll be even harder to get to 10,000 because once you have the $500 a month, what's happening is once you got the foundation, then you can build on that. So your team needs to see that you're taking an active role as a leader, right? If you're always behind the scene and nobody knows and nobody sees and nobody's kind of recognizing that you are doing some of the activities that reflects what a leader's supposed to do, well, you're not going to have that kind of respect that you want within your organization. And Tammy and I, this is something that we've done over the years as we travel the globe, is we always pass the torch and then we leave and they run with the torch. And this is the attitude you need to have. So be aware of the tools and the things that are around you to help you grow your business.
And also the people around you, that awareness of the people around you. Are they elevating you? Are they inspiring you? Sometimes we have to change our environment to grow. And it could be somebody living in the house. And sometimes we just need to be in a kind way, but be direct. Just say, I really have this big goal that I want to achieve for whether it's, if it's a family member, and you need to focus on this. And I would really love it if you would support me. I know I haven't been as committed as I should have been in the past, but I made a decision. I get goosebumps right now. I made a decision and I really want to make this work. Please come with positive energy and inspire me to become a better person. And I'm telling you, that heart-to-heart conversation with whoever it is around you, it could be a team member that you love, but you just can't be around them because they're too negative. It could be that. And just have those heart-to-heart so we can help each other overcome some things so we can get to that next level. And I think 2023 is gonna be that year for all of us if we make those decisions to step up. Because every single one of you, we've known a lot of you for a long time, and you should be making a lot more money than what you're making.
But that's okay. This is what we're working.
Because I love you. Chris is trying to step up. I'm saying
no,
that
I'm protective. I'm protective. That's but at the end of the day, I agree with you, Tammy. I agree with you, Tammy, 100%.
And I
you're
know
absolutely
that
correct.
every single one of you can do this. I know it because I know your skills. I know your hearts. I know you as individuals.
Now, tell me just one thing that I want to share here, and then you're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And the thing, folks, that you need to understand here is you need to be part of the rhythm, right? You need to, it's like if you, when you start training, it's like logging, just it's lagging and it's hard and it's uncomfortable. And it's like, you just want to quit. It's so freaking uncomfortable, you know, because you haven't trained in 3-4 weeks and your belly gets in the way. It's so annoying. You feel super heavy. But the fact here is you do it the next day. Next thing you know, a week goes by. Right away, you're starting to feel the rhythm. That's what I'm talking about in his business, is you got to get into the rhythm of showing up for class and doing the activities, not just show up, do the activities. All of you here are very educated people. You know your stuff. But how are you perceiving the possibility of you actually making tangible money with this kind of business? So you got to stay with the rhythm and get into the rhythm of things. That's the reason why, because I'm telling you that, you know, many of us were procrastinating a little bit at the beginning. Do we want to do this Crown Diamond Global Impact sessions? Because we're busy as heck evolving ourselves. And now we need to prepare for that too. That's a lot of work. People don't realize it's a lot of work preparing for these kind of things. So you want to show up, but don't show up alone. Bring your team. Sometimes, well, I'm afraid that my team, you know, may not relate to Chris the way he speaks, or maybe Tammy the way she speaks, or maybe the way they look, or whatever. You gotta get over that. You really do. Because I'm telling you that people that are staying close in their career are making money. They are. But they constantly bring people in that circle. Another thing that's important is you got to stay focused. You got to stay focused. The distractions are going to be overwhelming in 2023. I don't know what else is going to happen in 2023 that we haven't seen already in 2022 and 2021 and 2020 and so forth. But the fact is, I can tell you, the curve still keeps going up. The earth doesn't stop rotating. Everything keeps moving forward. You're going to be left behind, or you're going to move forward with the trend, right? And the thing is consistency. Be consistent. Don't just show up and not show up and show up and not show up and show up and not show up. That is the worst thing that you can do to any kind of business. It doesn't, even relationship, it doesn't matter what you do. You got to get over the little demons that are in your way, that are in your path, that are going to get you distracted and are going to steal your time. It's okay to have some leisure time. And in fact, it's necessary to have leisure time, but plan it. And if you're planning your business and the activities around your business, stay the course in doing the activities, right? And the
that's
structure.
That's why those 15-minute sessions are important, because everybody has 15 minutes that they can slot out. And whether you do it on your own or you do it accountable with your own personal team, or you hop on with ours, those are important segments. And we created that discipline. If you notice on the Messenger group, anybody who's in the Messenger group, you notice the same people consistently showing up in these 15-minute segments, which now has rolled into 30 segments because they're all committed.
And it's not just the sessions in the morning, Tammy. It's the same people that comments in a Messenger. It's the same people. So folks, we need to reach out to more people to take an active role and stop playing small and stop sleepwalking. There are so much that you can all offer within your social environment, your social network. Your voice matters, and your voice is important now more than ever. The product's quality has never changed. And today we need it more than ever. But the mindset, and Eric talked about this quite a bit, because of the environment, right? People are accepting more and more of the mediocrity because of, well, we understand because of this, because of that. I'm guilty of that big time. In fact, Tammy caught me doing it a moment ago. right? I'm trying to save people. I don't want people to be offended. I want people to be happy. But at the end of the day, it's not going to serve you well if you don't break that barrier. That's what we want to help you do. And like I said, we're planning some really good stuff in 2023. Stay close, because Tammy and I are going to move forward. And as this unfolds, we're going to move faster and faster and faster. And if you follow the trend, it won't look like we're going faster because you have the rhythm. You're following a rhythm. But if you weren't around for a month, our rhythm is going to be a whole lot too fast for you. But if you follow the rhythm, you're not going to lose track. And those of you that are part of the accelerator, obviously, you'll be in the middle of all of it. And it's important that you stick with it. I'm telling you, there will be some time, it'll be inconvenient. So that comes to an end. Tammy, is there anything else that you want to end as we finish this call?
No, I think a lot have been said, and I know there's a lot of things that all of us need to think about throughout the holiday season, and take time late evening, early morning, get up a little bit earlier, start doing some reflection. Don't wait last minute to do stuff, because this is your life. This is your future. Don't put this on hold. It's not like a vacation, but more people spend more time on vacation. It's unbelievable.
Planning the vacation,
yeah. Yeah, exactly. So plan your life well, and stay very, very focused on the activities, accountability, and following through in 2023, and you'll nail it.
Hey, folks, listen, if the stuff that we talked about here today makes sense to you, put a 10 in the chat. Put a 10 in the chat. Something for you on Facebook Live. Hey, Mike, how are you, buddy? If you put a 10 in the chat, put a 10 in the chat.
If you like this conversation and it hit your heart, hit home, give us a heart. Throw us a heart.
Beautiful, beautiful. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm really excited for 2023. A lot of great things going on. And again, don't fear change. Adapt to change, and it will serve you well. So we'll end today's call on this note, everybody. Thank you so much for attending this evening. And obviously, we'll be here for the next session next Monday, and we will give you the hours. I can tell you that between Christmas and New Year's Eve, for those of you that don't celebrate Christmas, totally cool. Just so you know, between Christmas and New Year's Eve, we're not going to have any calls. We're not going to have, it's going to be a break so everybody can rest. But I'm telling you, in January, we're going to be building this thing. And those of you that wants to make some serious money in 2023, I'm not kidding. Just show up for class. Don't be intimidated by the things and maybe the feeling you may have right now based on what we're saying. It's going to be totally fine. Because if you're in the rhythm and you stay within the rhythm, I'm telling you, it won't be overwhelming. It gets overwhelming when you disconnect and you come back, a month later. Okay. Okay, everybody, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening. Looking forward to have a wonderful, prosperous year as we finish this year and start in the new year. So we'll talk to you soon, and we'll talk to you next Monday, everybody. Bye for now.
Have an awesome week.